All right, so for the next session, I welcome Chirag CHOPRA, who's the founder of Lucid Labs, and he has like extensive background in game jams, and he's going to show you and tell you why it's the best practice for indies. Thank you.
Hello everyone. I'm Chirag Chopra and I've recently founded an indie startup after participating in a lot of game jams. So today my topic is about why game jams are so special, especially for indies who are more into independent development and everything. So yeah. So before I start, I would like to know how many of you have ever been a part of a game jam, be it online or on site, or even if you know about what a game jam is. Anyone? Okay, I see one guy there. Okay, that's not a problem. This talk is equally fun for everyone who has not even a part of a game jam before. So yeah, let's proceed. And for those who don't know what a game jam is and has not been a part of a game jam is basically a gathering of people, game developers, where they meet, they showcase their future games, they talk about their prototypes, they talk about what they've been working on, they exchange ideas, and they get feedbacks. And also a game jam also has some other uses to it. Some game jams, they have some kind of competitions where you're given themes on the spot and you have to develop a prototype out of it in say about 24 hours, 48 hours. So it acts like a competition between developers. This can happen online. You can participate right from your home. You can just log in and register as an independent developer. You can participate. Or the best thing to do would be to go on the spot, on the site venue, meet people and participate with them. So this is what a game jam experience is. So let's move forward, and I would like to tell you a short history how this all started and what was the initial purpose of having game jams and who invented the idea. So when we talk about the history of game jams, we have to talk about two key people. One is Sean Barrett, the guy who designed Thief 1, and the other one is Chris Hecker. He's famous for Spore, and he has an upcoming game called Spy Party. So these two, they developed a new engine back in March 2002, and they wanted people to test their new engine and exploit what it can do. So what they did was they invented what you call indie game jam. So in the indie game jam, it was called the zeroth indie game jam, and they invited few known friends and developers to their office, and the idea behind that was to exploit the new engine and see how powerful it was, what it can do for developers, and how good it was in the industry. So in this first game jam ever, there were famous people involved like Jonathan Blow. You can actually see them in red on the right, and the guy behind Braid, obviously. And the main motive of having such an event was to encourage experimentation and innovation in the game industry. This was the sole purpose of having a game jam where people meet and they make something new out of maybe an engine, maybe some gameplay genre, and etc. So that was the main reason behind it. Now, I won't bore you enough with the history. Let's get straight to the point. The beauty of game jams. Why today I'm standing here to talk about game jams, and why I think every indie should participate every once in a while in a game jam. So to start with, the main point why game jams are helpful for indies is because they kind of act like, I mean, if you're supposed to make a game in 24 hours, you are constantly focused on that game, on that prototype. So you're thinking about maybe new features, maybe what to do next, maybe you're stuck on some problem. So you're constantly focused on that problem or that game for 24 hours, and it just increases your focus in day-to-day life. Next one is experimentation. Obviously, this is the main reason why game jams encourages experimentation. I mean, everyone has that one game idea which they always want to make, but there's no time basically, or maybe they think that's too weird for the global industry, so they kind of skip it. But game jams, they kind of encourage experimentation. They encourage you to try out different genres, different gameplay styles, and just leave the mainstream AAA media behind. Next up, this is, I think, the question which remains unanswered for a long time. Like, people think about how do you practice creativity, how do you increase your creativity level, how to be as creative as someone else? So the answer is simple. I mean, even if you are a dancer or a singer, how do you improve yourself? You keep on doing it, right? You do it on a regular basis, and you tend to improve at it. So the same is also said to be believed in game development. If you're kind of used to making games on a regular basis, you are experimenting, then you are supposed to get better at it. There's no other way to get better at increasing your creativity when it comes to game development. This one is the obvious one. I mean, you were working on a new idea. Maybe you are using a new tool or a new game engine. So you kind of learn something, and I've seen that in a lot of game jams, there are people they already work in a company, and they have a respectable jobs in the company. They are lead game designers, they are lead programmers or whatever, and they believe that even after at that point they participate in game jams, they always learn a thing or new, mainly because they are participating in new teams, they are working with different genres, different gameplay styles, so you always learn a thing or two. Now, passion is very much important when it comes to this industry. This is a passionate industry. If you don't have passion to create games, you won't make games. You won't make quality games. And I see people who generally they want jobs in their favorite companies, and they normally the interviewee, the most important thing which he sees in the person who is applying for the job is how passionate he is for the industry, how passion he has, how passionate he is about creating games, and is he even creating games on his own. So what's better than telling him that you've been participating in game jams for like 6 years, 5 years, you've been making prototypes every week. That's the best thing to tell to an interviewee, and that shows that you have that kind of a passion in you, so that you're ready to work beyond the company's regulations, and you want to experiment on your own. Now, yeah, this is a collaboration of team members. Game development is not an easy job. I mean, there are very talented people who make games on their own, but at some point of their life, they need someone else for maybe sound, or maybe they need a freelancer for art. So you have to be working in a team, and you have to have those communication skills at per most perfect, so that you can convey the idea to everyone. And game jams, they tell you this by giving you a perfect example. So you are participating in a game jam, you are in a team of say 4 people, you haven't even met them before, or maybe you know them. So in order to get the most out of the game jam, and in order to do something good, you have to collaborate, you have to work with each other, you have to convey the idea to everyone else, so that everyone else is on the same path. Now this is also one of the obvious one, and this is only for people who go actually to a game site to participate in jams. I mean, yes, you can meet a lot of people online, but I prefer going to a site, because I can meet a lot of people there. There are a lot of likely-minded people there. You meet a lot of creative people. You can maybe show them your games, what you are working on, get some feedbacks. Maybe you're looking for publishers. You can show them your games, impress them. So you can meet a lot of people there. Maybe you can collaborate with them for your future project or your existing project. And the last one is tackle headlines. So in a short period of time, say 24 hours, you have to make something which is impressive, and which will maybe get you a spot on the top 3 or top 5. So you have to manage your time. You have to make your own deadlines. That suppose, okay, in 1 hour I have to brainstorm the idea. In 2 hours I have to get the first level ready. So you make your own deadlines. You achieve your own deadlines on your own. In a way, you get punctual because of the rush and because of the tension, since the time is short. So you kind of get punctual and you achieve your own deadlines. So these were some of the points why I believe game jams are so special for indie developers. Now most of you might be excited to either participate in a game jam, or maybe see how does it feel like. So for those of you who are really interested in such an idea or enjoying such an experience, I have some survival techniques for game jams, because I've been in this industry for like 5-6 years, and I've been making games like every month. So I have been a part of a project which is called one game a month. So basically you make a game every month, and that acts like a game jam. So after all that experience, I have some key points which I would like to share, so that everyone enjoys the best experience ever. Now this is the most important one. When I go to a game jam, I see people who already come up with a concept and they already know what to do, they already know what to make. And when they come at the competition, you're generally given a theme on the spot that this is the theme and you have to make a game out of that. So what you do, people generally they try to fit in their pre-planned concepts into the theme, and in the end it's a total failure. So I suggest don't come pre-planned with a concept or even a gameplay style. Just get to know about the theme, get to know about your team members, and brainstorm about the game at the spot only. And that's one of the best way to know that you'll be making something fresh and something unique at the spot. Now, a lot of people they don't actually care about finalizing their tools because they believe that maybe since their own computer they'll have everything on their computer, and at the last moment I see a lot of people installing softwares at the venue. I see people cracking softwares at the venue. They don't even have right tools to begin with. So I suggest before you attend a game jam, just a day before, just a night before, make sure, decide what kind of a game you want to make. Maybe it's a 2D game or 3D game, and make sure all the softwares related to art, Photoshop, or your game engines are already installed on your PC. So yes, this is kind of important. I mean, I see people they come to a game jam. They are mainly programmers or designers. They just sit there in a corner. They don't talk to anyone. They believe that the time is very short, so they just sit in a corner and they keep on working 24/7. Don't do that. I mean, get up, talk to people. There are so many creative people around you. Talk to them, exchange ideas, show them your games, maybe just buy them a drink. This is also a place to make new friends, and in this industry you need powerful contacts to survive, basically for indies. Yes, so don't be overly ambitious. This happens to newcomers, basically people who attend game jams for the first time. So they have these big ideas and they think about large scale games, online games, AAA type of games, strategy games, and in the end, they are not even able to complete the game. So I suggest aim low, aim for game which is simple, which is fun to play, and which conveys your core idea much more quicker than a large game. So it doesn't matter even if your game or a prototype has only one level, but it shows the potential behind it. It's fun to play, people like it. You've already won the game jam. That's the whole purpose. So aim low, look for casual games, look for simpler games which can be done in 1 day or 2 day, and which maybe you're already familiar with the concept or maybe the mechanics of the game. So I prefer that. Now this happens all the time. You're constantly in a focus mode. You're only thinking about making that game. You're only thinking about the prototype. So this happens like sometimes you are stuck with the solution. Sometimes you're stuck with an idea. There are no new ideas. So just get up, take a walk, talk to people around you, ask for ideas. Just let your brain relax for a while so that after a while you freshen up and you can start working on it again. Yes, this is also important. There'll be people who will be participating in game jams for 10 years, 12 years. They'll be already working in a company. So it's a good place to meet people and learn from them. Maybe there'll be some problems which you'll not be able to figure out on online forums or maybe with your friends. Show them the problems, ask them about solutions. There might also be points when they'll be looking for some solutions and you'll be having the solutions. So don't be a douche. Just kind of help them, and if you know the solution, just kind of give them the solution. Now this is kind of most of people won't agree with me that if the game is not even finished, why should I show it to others? It's buggy, it's crashing, it's glitchy maybe, but that's the whole point. You were given a short period of time, 24 hours, and you made something out of it. So that was the whole purpose. So even if the game is not finished, just show it to others so that they can give some feedbacks. They can help you improve the game if you plan to make it for the future concepts or anything. So show it off even if it's unfinished. Yes, don't give up. A lot of times even that used to happen with me when I started doing these game jams. I started with overly ambitious concepts, and in the middle I realized that this is not happening, and I just left it in the middle. And that was the worst thing I ever did in my game jam career. So even if you think something's very hard to do and you're not able to complete it, Look for a way where you can at least complete what you started and don't give up in the middle. And yes, take care of yourself. People, they think that they are short on time, they skip food, they skip sleeping, and in the end, they get tired, maybe they get ill. So remember, a healthy brain means a healthy body. If you keep yourself healthy, your body is healthy, your brain will automatically be fresh and come up with new ideas. And if you don't, I mean, if you skip sleep and eating, that won't help, trust me. And yes, have fun. That's the whole purpose of having this kind of experience. You're around people, creative people. You're playing a lot of weird games around you. You're meeting a lot of people. So don't just think about working 24/7. Talk to people, play the games, talk to people about their ideas, and have fun. So I would also like to share some of the success stories of developers who started games in game jams and kind of went viral after that. One of them is Surgeon Simulator. So this was actually started in Global Game Jam last year, and after winning the game jam and the feedback, they decided to publish it, and it's one of the most famous games on the internet right now. This one is also famous, a mobile game. Now, this is by Large Animal Games, and they kind of have these strategies when employees of the company, for 1 week, they split into groups and they make games, prototypes. And this was the result of one of the game jams, and the company liked it, so they decided to work on it and publish it. Even games from Vlambeer, Left Roses and Nuclear Throne, these both games were also done in game jams, and they decided to complete it. Now, there's one interesting concept I would like to talk about before I end this presentation. It's called Amnesia Fortnite. So, most of you might know this guy called Tim Schafer. He owns a company called Double Fine Studios. So, at the time of development of Brutal Legend, they were facing some problems from their publishers, and the whole team was kind of demoralized and demotivated. So, he came with a brilliant idea. His idea was to split the team, the whole company into groups, and in 4 weeks, they made 8 games, 8 small prototypes, just to give the company a small break from their regular games and regular tensions and everything. So they came up with 8 games. Out of those 8 games, Tim selected 4 games: Costume Quest, Stacking, Iron Brigade, and Sesame Street. Now these 4 games, they were done in game jams, small game jams, for about 2 weeks. And to your surprise, these 4 games were actually picked up by THQ, Microsoft, and Warner Brothers, and they kind of liked the prototypes, and they published it. And these games, all of them are critically acclaimed. So yes, this shows that even if you work in a company or you own maybe an indie development company, you can have these exercises in your company just to give them a break from the usual work, and just to encourage more prototypes and creative ideas and flow in the company. If you're interested about knowing about game jams in your own country or city, or online or offsite, this is a very handy tool, compohub.com. It gives you all the information about online game jams and offline game jams, and it helps you registering with all of them. Now before I end, this is a quote from my friend Rami Smile, who is the owner of Lambier. So he says, game jams offer experience and constraint, and let it just happen to be that those things are vital to be a good creative process. So thank you for coming. If you have any questions, feel free to ask, and you can get in touch with me on the email ID and my Twitter handle. So thank you.
Thank you for sharing. If we have any questions, we still have time.
Do you have any experience organizing a game jam yourself? And if you do, like, do you mind sharing what are your strategies? And
yes. So basically, I come from a game design college, and last year I was given the responsibility to organize a game jam, and it was also held on a national level. So I'm from India, so every team from India has to come to that venue, which I decided. So I kind of organized the game jam. The strategies were simple, I mean, and we even asked them to not bring anything, because we provided them with the hardware. We provided them with the computers, because most of the people, they were traveling from far cities, and it was hard for them to carry laptops and everything. We came up with 3 themes. We let them vote on the themes on the spot, whatever they like. And based on the theme, we gave them 48 hours. And we had around 2 kind of competitions. One was where people just make games, and the people who were present there, they ranked them. And one was, we called some of the people from industry to judge the games and decide the winners.
Good. Any other questions? No? Okay. Thank
you so much. Thank you.